Joining us now, Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us. Is this about health care, or is this about repealing Obamacare without saying that they're repealing Obamacare by the Republicans?
Well, from our perspective, it's about the health care of the American people and this ongoing assault on the living standards and the basic security of the working middle class in America. We've been raising this for months with them, even as they have systematically tried to dismantle the federal government, and now all of it reaches its natural conclusion with them just shutting the government down. But I represent tens of thousands of federal workers, and they have done everything they can to shut down the Department of Education, the Department of State, to gut NIH and billions of dollars of biomedical research and public health research, the climate scientists at NOAA, air traffic controllers, firefighters of the Forest Service, you name it. And so to me, this is just the logical extension of everything that they've been doing. And it's just a sweetener for them that they are holding the line on dismantling health care for millions of Americans.
Can you just help me understand specifically what you mean by health care? When you're talking about millions of Americans losing health care, how specifically?
Well, we're talking about the Affordable Care Act health care tax credits that millions of people depend on. We're also talking about Medicaid and the nearly $1 trillion cut to Medicaid that was contained in their dreadful, awful big bill back then. So we're holding the line. In other words, we are not going to continue business as usual as they would like us to do. We're saying, no, they're not going to steadily dismantle health care provision for the American people and shut down the government at the same time. And I represent more than 55,000 federal workers in Maryland's 8th district, and I am hearing from federal workers across my district saying, you must hold the line for the health care of the people, because they are steadily taking apart the essential programs and functions of the U.S. government. And all they care about is using the government as a money-making opportunity for the president and his family. And he's made billions of dollars since this year started. And it also is not lost on anyone that shutting the government down allows them not to swear in our new colleague, Ms. Grijalva from Arizona, who would be the 218th signature to discharge the Epstein files and to put a vote on that on the House floor. So it's convenient for them to shut the government down, and they're not interested in making government work for our constituents.
We gathered quite a bit of a reaction from Americans across the country to the shutdown, and by and large, we got people saying that they're just tired of Washington. They're tired of both parties. You know, they've heard in the past Democrats say shutdowns are never worth it. They've heard Republicans in the past say sometimes shutdowns are worth it. It's gone both ways. They look at it and see it all as just partisan infighting with nobody actually wanting to compromise. And I know you're not going to think that's fair, but how do you convince the American public that what you are doing is not just about trying to spite the other side? How do you restore faith in Congress?
Well, ever since President Trump first took office the last time around, he has repeatedly threatened government shutdowns. He's dangled government shutdowns. He said he's happy to take responsibility for the government shutdowns. He said he's happy to be the one to take the blame. And now they're saying they want to use the occasion of the government shutdown that they're imposing on the American people to fire tens of thousands of more workers, which, of course, they've been doing from the very beginning of this nightmare in terms of air traffic controllers and Forest Service firefighters and cancer researchers at NIH and so on. So we're just going to hang tough against the whole thing. I know it's part of the MAGA strategy to say, oh, pox on both your houses, everybody's doing it. Nonsense. President Biden and the Democrats in control of Congress never shut the government down, and we wouldn't do that. We want to use the government as an instrument to advance the well-being of the American people. That's why we're in office. That's what we're doing. The alternative public philosophy is that the White House and the federal government are a money-making opportunity for the guy who gets in and for his family. And we need to repudiate that, and we need to defeat that. We need to reopen the government and go on and to get back on a firm path of helping the American people. And at the very top of that list is making sure everybody's got access to health care in our country.
Let me ask you about something that you oversee as part of your position as the ranking member on oversight and the judiciary. This is student loan borrowers' tax refunds, and you're alleging the administration is doing something Is it illegal, or what exactly are they doing, and why is this not right? It's illegal, okay.
Well, it's in violation of the law. I learned about it from constituents of mine who said that their IRS tax refunds are being seized by the Department of Education, which is amazing because they're not doing much of anything else. They're certainly not enforcing Title IX for fairness in athletics, for girls in public schools. They're not doing any civil rights enforcement, but they appear to be now seizing tax refunds. I think they've seized more than 80,000 tax refunds in violation of the law because they've got to give people 60 days notice before they do that, because with all of the red tape and bureaucracy over there, a lot of that can just be erroneous information, as one of my constituents thought it was. But in any event, they've admitted that they're going ahead seizing borrowers' tax refunds if they say that they are behind in their payments to the federal government for loans that they've taken out. They are also garnishing people's wages. People use their wages, they use their tax refunds in order to pay their basic expenses like rent and groceries and health care and so on. And in this very shaky economy under Donald Trump, that is a horrific thing to do to people, to violate the law and just seize their tax refunds without even giving them a chance to explain what's going on or to prove that the government's in the wrong.
Are you ready, just to go back to the shutdown, to wait this out for days, weeks, months?
Well, look, we want to put an end to this as quickly as possible. The Democrats were all here yesterday. We are all here today, and we're all here tomorrow. We are ready to work. The Republicans have vanished. They've decided this is some kind of big opportunity for a vacation or some kind of flyaway experience. We've got to keep the government open, and we've got to protect the health care of the people. I consider it some positive progress that the Republicans are now saying, finally, they do want to pay attention to the millions of people who are going to be hurt by the policies that they've instituted before. They should not have waited to the last minute, but it's never too late. Come on back, let's reopen the government, and let's secure the health care benefits and rights of the people.
Congressman Raskin, great to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Katie Tur.